Good evening. My name is Raymond Alake, and the time is 9 p.m., and the day is June 14th. Today I'll be talking about the community organization model, my thoughts about the Hawthorne studies, North Carolina Best SAS company, and the new JoJo case study, as well as the fear of the workplace, and just my overall thoughts about the coursework and what I learned this week. First and foremost is communicative organization model. Um, what I liked about it is it's pretty straightforward, as the rest of the reading tells. Um, First and foremost, you anticipate the misunderstandings, and I think that's key to every company involved. By understanding what will eventually happen, which is inevitable to happen, you have a better understanding of how to prevent and also act when it does happen. Number two in the communicative organization model states, social interactions are encouraged and supported. I also find this to be very key factor to any organization because, again, whether it's inside of work or outside of work, understanding people on a more psychological level and a more personal level makes working with them and dealing with them whenever there's a certain need of the whole easier to call upon the right person to pick. Lastly, strategic communication. In all, the strategic communication is, like I said before, is to help prevent and help to define issues so more preventative measures can be taken in advance and ahead of times to prevent those things from happening again. Moving on, the Hawthorne studies pretty much just points out a very clear point. Most of us in America have, at our age, if you're 25 or older, most have a kid. Most likely you have to drop your kid off at work. Most likely you're on your feet working 40-45 plus hours a week. By the time you pick your kids up and get home, you're tired, only getting ready to go back to work again. This regular movement was studied in the Hawthorne studies in the sense that proved that work conditions do determine productivity within and out, in and outside of the workplace. It's been proven time and time again, and when going to North Carolina's SAS company, you can tell that that's something that's worth looking into. Jim Goodnight excels in the idea of the organization model simply by putting his employees' needs that do occur regularly first. By providing a free clinic with free prescriptions, unlimited sick days, on campus daycare centers, gyms, pools, and solar farms with sheep that cut the grass. I mean, some of these things are unheard of, but at the same time, this company is over 2.1 billion in value and have less than a 3% employee turnover, which was said in the video that is mainly because people retire. Those concepts kind of are preventative measures to keep people in line with work, and when you make them happy, obviously it produces a positive return. The new case study in regards to the new dojo, Sensei Hank Tagawa's desire to teach the right way, I personally feel that he meant well, but because he refused to express his words in advertisements because he felt it was too flashy, he kind of shot himself in the foot. If he would have took the time out to explain himself a little more thoroughly to the parents, to the people coming by, as well as his instructors, to keep the focus on that goal, then we all would have knew, and I think that he would have stayed in business or had a little bit more clientele a lot longer than what he ended up having. But the pros of it was that he stayed true to what he believed in throughout his entire life, and I guess there's a solid victory in doing that. Lastly, I want to talk about the fear in the workplace. Tim Coupler says that on the number 6 sign is when email is used to cover your rear and is not proactively used. I can't express how many times I've worked for different companies where although the purpose is to relay messages between one or the other individual, I'm constantly CCing my higher ups only because I want to make sure that I did what they told me to do in order for me to keep my job, not so much as making sure that the job itself got done. And I feel that that hinders companies a lot, just like Coupler says. And there's many other times that I've ultimately just felt like, we could be doing real work instead of working towards covering our ends. It's very unnecessary. Overall, and in conclusion, what I learned this week was very interesting about everything from the Hawthorne studies, even to the different kind of communication methods, whether it's scientific or I prefer a more laxed, non one chain, higher chain, less chain, everyone kind of works together method. Again, which is more, I guess, the communicative organization model than anything else. I will use this in my future endeavors as I'm starting a company to create an environment that people really genuinely look forward to coming to. I hope that you all enjoyed my reading today, and please give me your thoughts. Thank you for listening.